Hi everyone, this is Dave from Geekanoids and this is my review of the Fuji Finepix HS10 digital camera. Now this is a really nice digital camera. It sits somewhere in between a compact camera and a full-size DSLR, so it's called an actual bridge camera. Very nice looking camera. I'm going to give you a full review in this video. Now I'm not going to do an unboxing because this has already been with other reviewers, but I will let you know that this does come in the box with a lens cap provided. The lens cap has got a little lanyard strap as well, so you can attach it here. You also get a shoulder strap, 4 AA batteries, an AV cable, USB cable, warranty card, and also a manual or an instruction booklet in the box. Now this is a very high spec camera, very well made, feels really solid in the hand. And let me just give you a rundown on some of the specs. You've got a 10 megapixel sensor, you've got a 30 times zoom lens. So if I just show you the front of this lens here, 24mm lens at its widest angle, and zoomed right in, you're going right up to 720mm, so fantastic reach on this lens. Now there is also 3 different types of image stabilisation as well, and you're going to need that when you're zoomed into the 720mm end. You get CMOS shift stabilisation, high ISO, and also digital stabilisation as well. It's got a nice screen on the back. This is a 3-inch screen. It's not fantastic resolution. I think it's something like 230 or 300,000 K dots. So not particularly high resolution screen, but it has got an EVF viewfinder as well. There is some built-in memory, just over 40 megabytes, but you can obviously add SD cards, and it supports SDHC cards up to 32 gigabytes in capacity. What else do you get? Well, you'll get high speed 10 frames per second shooting, full 1080p video capture. I'm going to show you some HD video capture at 720p from the camera within this video. There's lots of other goodies installed on this. You do get RAW and JPEG capture, and you also get a nice panorama feature as well for taking those panoramic photos. So let me give you a quick guide around the camera, and then I'll show you how the menus work and also give you my opinion on the HS10. Well, let's look at the top first. So top down view of the HS10, we have got the flash unit here, which is built in. It pops up when you push the button, or if the automatic mode deems that you need flash, then it will pop up automatically. You get 2 little mounts here for putting a shoulder strap on. You also get a hot shoe here for adding an extra flash, and then round on this side we've got a mode dial for switching between the various modes. Let me just switch my Kodak camera to macro mode so you get a better look at some of these controls. Now the mode dial allows you to switch around from sort of program mode to shutter priority, aperture priority. It's also got a manual mode and a creative mode as well, and then some extra modes around here. Here we've got a scrollable button. This is used for making changes to your settings. On the front we've got some exposure compensation, shooting mode. We've got the on-off button, which shrouds the shutter button as well. Around on this side I already showed you this little flap here, and this is hiding the memory card slot. Round on this side here we've got a little cover which we can open, and that reveals the HDMI socket and the USB socket as well. Then we have got some buttons on the back. Now these buttons here have got dual functions. They are labelled in white ISO, AE, AF, AF with C, S and M underneath for changing various settings, and also white balance, and then in blue they double up for extra functions for zooming in and out, face detection, information, etc. The screen, 3-inch screen, and it is an articulated screen, so you can pull it away from the body like so. You can see there's the hinge, and then you can angle it either up or down for those sort of high level or low level shots. So although it doesn't rotate round this way so that you can do self-portraits, it does at least help with some of those sort of nice angles you might want to achieve. Then on the right hand side of the screen we've got some extra buttons. We've got a little button here for EVF LCD, and that allows you to switch between the 2 displays. But we've also got some extra ones here, and this is for direct record button for that movie mode. We've also got AE and AF lock, We've got a display and back button here, and this allows you to go back in the menus or to set up various displays of different levels of information on the screen. And then we've got a four-way rocker switch which has got a menu and OK button in the middle, and this is for doing the relatively straightforward settings in the menus, or for accessing macro mode, deleting items, flash settings and self-timer settings. And then just in this bottom right hand corner here, we've got the playback button for previewing what you've recorded. On the bottom of the camera, we've got obviously a tripod mount. We've also got the door here for the batteries, and it runs off of 4 AA batteries. So that is nice. If you run out of power whilst you're out and about, you can at least pick up AA batteries pretty much anywhere and get up and running again. So let's turn the camera back on, and I'm actually going to switch from the Kodak camera that I'm recording with now to my Panasonic SD700 and just guide you through some of the menus just to give you an idea of what they look like. Let me switch round into auto mode, and I'm going to hit this menu button here. Now here we can change the ISO settings, the image size settings, image quality, Finepix colour settings, face detection, movie quality, movie speed, because we can go up to 1000 frames per second on this camera, movie mode selection, and also high speed shooting. Now if I push to the left, it switches from the sort of settings mode here to some more in-depth camera settings, and this is for things like date and time, language, silent mode, and formatting your memory card. If I go up again, then it goes back up to the shooting menu. Now the shooting menu does change depending on which mode you're in here. You get to change more things, for example if you're in manual mode, so that's really nice. And let me just come out of the menu. Let me go back to the main sort of screen you're going to use for shooting. Now if I push this display button, you can see it adds information here at the bottom, and if I push it again, it takes the information off the screen. If I push it again, it gives me a grid for lining up for straight shots, and if I push it again, it gives me an HD setting, so I can see what it's going to look like within these green lines for widescreen shooting. All the way around again, and it goes back to the default setting for that information that it's displaying on the screen. Now I mentioned about the EVF up here. If you put this up to your face, I'm going to use my thumb to demonstrate, put it up to my face, and it actually switches on the EVF, so you get the display in here in the little electronic viewfinder, and if you take your face away, the sensor that I'm covering at the moment switches it back round to the main screen. Now my opinion on this camera is very, very simple. It's a nice size, solid feeling bridge camera. I've been taking a few photos around the studio with it, and it performs very well in low light, both for movie and for still images, so I've been extremely impressed with how the camera's been handling. The images are nice and clean, it's nice and responsive. I think the only negative I could say is it does sort of seem to be a bit laggy when you're using the menus and things like deleting photos or videos. They seem to add in these animations when you're deleting a photo, which I think are unnecessary. Well, I'm going to switch now to show you some HD video capture that I've actually recorded using the HS10, and then I'll be back with you for my final verdict. So this section of the video is being recorded with the Fuji Finepix HS10. It's set to its highest quality HD movie capture mode. Now it's being handheld, and this is going to give you a good idea of what a well lit scene will look like captured on the HS10. You can also zoom in using the barrel on the lens whilst you're recording, although the actual zoom won't be very steady unless you're really an expert at rotating that zoom ring. So what do I actually think of the Kodak HS10? Well, I think it feels like a very well made camera. The zoom is extremely powerful, going from that 24mm wide angle all the way up to a massive 720mm. That's a very useful lens to have with you. So for something like a travel camera for taking with you on holiday, this is absolutely ideal. The video capture is also very pleasing. It's a shame that we don't get an external microphone socket, but that would be asking a bit too much considering this camera's price. Onto the price, the Fuji Finepix HS10 can be picked up for under £250 in the UK if you shop around. I think that represents absolutely fantastic value for money. And if you're looking for a bridge camera, you don't want to quite move up to a digital SLR yet, then this can certainly be a good choice. Well, thank you very much for watching. Please come back soon and check out more video reviews on the Geekanoids channel. This video is sponsored by mymemory.co.uk. For great prices, free UK delivery and reliable customer support, visit mymemory.co.uk.